I was surprised when Bruce Gribaldi called. We come from such different worlds. He's such a well-known film producer, and, well, I suppose my name is well-known too. It's on the software, of course. But when people think about Wylde, they don't really think about my bald head, which is good. It is. We want people to think about learning a new language when they think of Wylde, not male pattern baldness. Still, I never talked to Bruce outside of our quarterly meetings. He didn't usually attend the museum's galas. I'm sure he had somewhere even more exclusive to attend. You know, exclusive to the beautiful people. I already had my ballot filled out for Anton. I was very excited about Merode's piece. It was right on the bleeding edge. There was some risk in acquiring it, I suppose, but even if it did take up the department's entire budget for the year, I still stood by it as a very important acquisition. Except I got that curious call from Bruce. I immediately made what my son calls a dad joke and told Bruce, "I've been waiting forever for you to ask me to be in a movie. What'll it be? I think I'd be a great action star." Bruce didn't seem to realize I was joking because there was a long pause on his end. Before that went on any longer, I blurted, "Kidding, just kidding, what can I do for you?" He mumbled to himself, I guess realizing that I was joking, and he started laughing, and it was quiet at first, almost like a tee-hee, but then he started in with these big barreling ha's, like, "Ha! Ha! Ha!" That seemed, I don't know, unnatural. Nobody laughs at my jokes like that. Even I know they aren't that funny. But we get to talking about our latest meeting and the potential acquisitions, and he says, "I want to get your opinion on something. More than anyone else on this committee, I respect your opinion. I think you have substantial authority on these media works. Guys like me know a lot about film, but I can't tell the difference between a Pike and an Almond." I didn't think this was exactly true, but it was nice to have somebody compliment my taste. I can never really tell what Anton thinks of our opinions. He asked, "What do you think of this Merode piece?" I told him I loved it. I assumed everyone agreed. But he said, "I'm just concerned, I guess." Concerned? He said, "I'm sure you've heard she's working on something even bigger, greater, more technologically advanced." It was no secret that she worked on an even bigger piece. She talked about it in the press, and she obviously considered it her magnum opus. But no images had been seen. There were only the awestruck descriptions from people she worked with. I asked him why he thought this was concerning. He said, "Well, I'm just concerned that this newer piece will just be so much better. And we obviously aren't acquiring two of these things given the department's budget, and nobody has bought this one yet, or the first one even. So I don't think we have anything to lose in holding off to see what she does next." I wasn't so sure. Then he said, "And I know you're the sort of guy who doesn't want to spend piles of money on something that's already obsolete compared to the next model." I said, I don't think boxers will ever be obsolete. It's why we're acquiring it." He said, "You know what I mean. Obsolete might not be the right language. I'm just trying to speak to your background." I asked him, "Don't you love the work?" He said he did, more than anything. But that's actually what made him worried. He loved this piece so much, but from what he'd heard, the next thing was just going to blow it out of the water. So he was concerned that if we put all of the department's budget into this piece, it would stop us from making the much more obvious choice with the new work. I could understand that. He said, "I really think you and I should get everyone to say no now, so that we can say yes when it really counts." When it really counts. When it really counts. I asked him when this new work was supposed to be finished, and he said very soon. We could buy it within a year. And if not, he was sure that we could still just buy boxers because it wasn't going anywhere.